Dr. Bitange's demo talk was based on entrepreneurial mindset.
So I'm here to talk to you about entrepreneurial mindset, but more importantly, to make you very angry, such that you can go back and do something very serious about yourself and our economy in Kenya. When you talk about entrepreneurial mindset, you are talking about someone who is capable of taking risk. Someone who is capable of taking risk. If you listen to Kinani, what is the other name? Churchill. He normally makes a joke. He actually demonstrates what this taking is. He says not very many Africans participate in pole vault. Yeah? Pole vault is the one you run with a ball and then you go like 5 meters up and then you release the ball and you fall. Because most people ask, what if that mattress is moved? Nowadays you land and either die or something happens. That's risk. Anybody who does that actually takes a lot of risk. Number two, we say anybody who has a good entrepreneurial mindset, they are usually very proactive. Meaning that if I showed you something here today, within a very short period, you can be able to do the same thing. And number three important thing, that the entrepreneurial mindsets are very innovative. Very innovative. So normally, any product has what we call a product life cycle. And I just want to put those 3 points together so that you see why it's important. And usually, when you introduce a new product, like I come up with a new twist here, very few people who trust me would actually buy it because they know me, that I don't have a trusting in it. But usually what happens, if they find it to be nice, they start telling other people, then you get a group you call Ali. These are risk takers, because they take the risk and they do something, they can die. But these ones are those who are quick to get into something. And from here now, you actually get the rest of the people joining into this. A good entrepreneur, when people are coming in here, at this point, they will leave that product. They will come up with a new version of the product. Let me demonstrate so that you understand. How many of you have seen a radio cassette? All right. Most of us grew up with a radio cassette, and it had a lot of problems. They used to put the best music somewhere in the middle, and then you would get a pen on the road and you press it. No. You've gone ahead. Then you go back until you settle somewhere and say, let's play it so that we get to the music that we like. So someone looked at that and said, I want to solve this problem. Came up with a CD. The CD, you go to number 5 and you get your song. If you want to repeat, you press number 5 and you dance. What happened is that the radio cassette, it got to here and it couldn't continue to grow, meaning that if you kept on making the radio cassettes, the market would have shifted to CDs, meaning you die there. Actually, you die there. And then the CDs begin also, and they lead somewhere here. Someone said this complete nonsense. You can't keep on buying this. If you have a phone, you can stream it. You can actually stream it. That is where we are at the moment. Now someone is looking at the problems of streaming and beginning to see where else should we go. IBM started the same. IBM used to make machines that cut meat. And they saw an opportunity when the computers were just beginning. So they became very big in desktops. Some of you may not have seen desktops, but these are the ones that used to be desktops. And when they got to that point, they said, listen, they brought laptops. And the laptops, when they got to that point, they said, let's move on to supercomputing. And again, so they have actually been reinventing themselves. So when I say an entrepreneur must be innovative, if you get the best Gederi, the moment everybody is talking about Gederi, you move on. You move from Harawe and Maili to adding vegetables or to adding something else, so that you are ahead of the pack. I mean, that's what an entrepreneur does. Your mind has to be, when everybody is very happy about the product, then you know that's an early majority. The early majority means several competitors will come in and will start to fight for that which you are getting alone. So 3 things I said: risk, proactive, innovative. Meaning that if you are here, your mind is just like, where do I get a new thing that I can disrupt in my market? Innovation occurs everywhere. You can do product innovation, you can do process innovation, you can do marketing innovation. This is what happens when Unilever, Unilever started making blue band some years back. Unilever do research on their product on a daily basis. They must know who eats their product every day. Most of us Africans, when we start a business, we don't know who eats. In fact, the most influential person around your product, akikuja aseme the soup is not good, you can go. The person goes and goes with the entire market. So Blue Band, they follow to find out. So one day, one of their researchers goes to Madrid and finds they were following someone used to buy the 500 gram and figure out what is the market rate. Then in the morning, he saw women coming with a plate, and the guy scoops it and sells it for 2 shillings. That's market innovation. And then when he went back and said, this is what they are selling, the entire board was shocked and said, what if our product gets contaminated in Madrid and someone dies, and the TV goes, alikufa namna gani? Oh, alikula kumpa. You know, you are done. The product is done. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened. Dead. So what did they do? They brought sachets. So that they can control the entire process in their product. They You know the subjects, the small subjects. You control the entire process, and they begin to succeed in it. But when they have proven it here, what do? They started, yeah?
They started creating other ways
Of using it by putting in Uganda. You know, we have the same Uganda for 100 years. None of us has they put that, and their sales went up like that. They are doing exactly what I told you. They are putting theory into practice. That yes, we have the product, this is the position we are in, and we must do something so that we stay out of the market. So out of the market. And when you are doing good, your eyes are this for what the competitors are doing. So innovation is incremental. So the first time that you hit a problem, don't run away from the problem. See how to improve on that problem, and you get the innovation.
So the question I want to ask you, are many of you here? Are many of you here? Are you seeing yourself getting here? How? Because you must dream. If you don't have a dream, you won't get that. If you don't have a focus, she was here and she was like you. In fact, like that lady in red. She had not yet decided what business she was going to get into. But after working in government for several years, earning, I think, about 8,000 a month, she said, tell me, I'm going to do something else, and I'm going to do it. All the rich people in the world, all the most successful influencers, first identify a gap. They identify a problem, and then they go out of their way to provide a solution. So that's the first question that I want to ask you. What gap are you feeling in the market? What problem are you solving? If you don't have that clear, this evening, try and repackage your business so that it's geared towards trying to provide a solution to a problem or filling a gap. Okay, that's critical. Identify what your solution is. What is your problem? What solution are you? What problem are you solving? From there, you must do your research. You don't just wake up in the morning and say, I will start the writer's guild. You know, the writer's guild? Tell me about your business. Is it a business or is it a social enterprise? It's a business. You intend to make money from it. How? Please start with your business.
How many years ago?
That's in fact, that's why I came with my phone. Remember where I came with it, huh? You have 15 seconds.
We are making money by providing rental services to individuals and corporate organizations.
Okay. Is there anybody else doing that?
Yes.
So what distinct edge do you have over the others?
First, we are creating a relationship with both the writer and the reader through a number of very many other platforms.
How big is your business? How to that relationship?
It's quite deep.
So you're making good money. Are you saying that because you want the others to feel that you have a lot of money? Or because it's for real? It's for real. Okay. So the same thing here. She went into the market and she realized that what was happening, because she was born and raised in Naivasha, is that a lot of Kenyans were dying from illicit food. And then she realized that the company at the time, which is still existent today, was only providing alcohol up to a certain level. So if you're earning below a certain level, it means you have no alternative except traditional brews and the illicit brews. So she brewed Same thing that was brewed across in Waraka, she started brewing. My friend, the one of 10,000, is it the one who was asking for capital? You start with what you have. You start with what you have. They started brewing in her kitchen. Quality, you test until you get your product right, and then you test it in the market. Have you guys gone through that process in whatever it is you're doing? The purpose of doing this is so that the stuff you're producing, a lot of us young entrepreneurs, the mistake we do is we create things for ourselves. Is we create things that we are passionate for. What we forget is that that product or the service you're providing is supposed to be purchased by someone else. So the person who's supposed to be determining how you're producing your product or your service is that other person. And if you don't listen to the needs of your customer, then you'll constantly be wondering, why isn't my product moving? So again, that's another question I want you to just internalize. You don't even have to answer me, just internalize. Who is your customer? What do they need? Are you providing that for them? Who else in the market is providing the same thing? And if they are providing the same thing, what is your unique? What is your competitive edge? What we call your competitive edge. What is your competitive edge? Look at your brand. This is the other thing that I want you to now just internalize. What is your brand? What is your brand? Some of you, I understand, have many things that you're doing, but what is the one that you're guaranteed will be your cash cow? Among the things that you're doing, what is the, even assuming like the Writers Guild, you have several services that you're providing. Which is the one that is unique from all of them that will be your cash cow? So look at your brand. And then how have you positioned your brand in terms of branding? How have you positioned it? How does it look? Let's look at the sandal. I don't like the new packaging. That's made at here and there. The reason I don't like it is because now it doesn't stand out. But they have a brand name that they sold fast before they changed. Remember the way the bottle came? It was very different. And by the time we're done, even when they change it to whatever, guys are still buying the sandal, because what are they buying? They're not buying the bottle or the packaging. They're now buying the brand. So what is your brand? You need to identify that. And then how are you branding yourself? In other words, how have you positioned yourself? How have you positioned yourself? That's also very key. And in the positioning is among your peers and among your customers. How have we positioned ourselves as Kenochi? We provide affordable liquor, and we have beer that has no sugar, no hangover. Can anyone else say the same thing? No. But that's how you position yourself. So you need to position yourself in a way that if you say Writers Guild, immediately they know what they're talking about. Yeah? And then communication. That is also key. How do you communicate about your business? When you're talking to someone, assuming you had 10 seconds with Bitange here, and he had 100,000 shillings is there to give to someone, how would you have pitched your business? How would you have communicated about your business that you're able to get that money? Because how you communicate about your business should be so strong that I want to invest in you. For instance, right now, from just what he said, I'm already thinking I want to invest in him. I want him to join our program and come and pick it up so that we can get him to be the next big thing. I don't know who is providing this. I can only think of the Chinese guys or NDC. Because you're in the same field, isn't it? With NDC. Your products are going to be fast, easy, affordable. That's what I'm imagining. Right? So how you package yourself is extremely key. So this evening you need to go and sit and look at your business and say, what do I tell people about my business? how do I express my business? And then how do I present myself? Marketing is the same thing. How do you talk about your, remember communication are two things. It's how you present yourself, how you talk about yourself, and then how you talk about your product and your service. How do you talk about your product? Does it inspire confidence in someone to purchase it, whether it's a service or whether it's a product? Because from what you talk about your product is the other aspect of public relations that many people confuse. Public relations is how people speak about your product. It's how other people talk about your product. It's not what you do. What you do is in the communication and the marketing. After that, people have to talk. Will somebody, after you talk about your product or your service, will they go and say good things about it? Or will they say bad things? So you have to be very careful about how you communicate about your product, because that is how they will repeat it. Are we together? Yeah? So very, very, very important. And public relations is what will sell you. What people say about your product is what will move your product, even without you going to the TV and the radio to sell it. As a team leader, you have to lead your team. Because your team will do what you do. Just because you're the boss, and then you check in at 9 o'clock, then you want your employees to check in at 6, they'll summarize your program, they'll be getting in there at 8:55. So as a team leader, you have to provide the example. You have to be the role model upon which they do their work. So when you're employing, this is important. Make sure you employ somebody who's much more of a hard worker than yourself. Somebody who will see a vision and in fact will give you ideas. If you get someone who is afraid to even say, they don't even know, they're just a robot, end up and they go. Then when they pick a day, they stop. Because they don't know what else to do. That person will not help your business. You need to get somebody who understands your vision and is willing to do more, is willing to bend backwards. Some of us are employed, but my boss will not sit, certainly I will not sit with me every day and tell me, please do the other, do the other. You have to be innovative even within a business environment. So you're the employee, your employee needs to be a business-minded person. Because the only way you will create more business is if your employees bring you the business. And if they bring you the business, reward them. Let them feel challenged to want to do more, to want to bring you more. So even if it's just one employee, how you treat that employee is extremely critical. Then make sure they have the skill sets that they need to do the business. Writers Guild, you need a good writer. You can't get a bad writer. Someone you have to go through their copy and then edit and re-edit. You get what I mean? Otherwise, that one you can bring a story, tell them just like this, whatever you dictate, don't get a bad employee. And then this is something else. A lot of us, and I know, a lot of us when we start our businesses, we start with our leaders or our friends, yeah? Guys who see the vision, they can help you out, and then as you grow, the challenge that you may find is that you find it very difficult to dump this person because you'll be saying, sentimental reasons. This guy was with me from the beginning, I can't dump him now. And yet, if he's not bringing in the business or he's not moving at the same level with you, please learn today that you have to cut off that relationship. Find a way of dissolving that relationship in the most harmonious way possible, but you have to let it. Otherwise, it will drain your resources. Because you keep paying for somebody who's not at the same level with you, so your business will not grow. So if you're starting with a pal, you're starting with a relative, at some point you have to make the very painful decision of saying, Sasa, it's been real. Isn't it? You have to have, because if you don't have that, you will never be able to fight for your business, the way Keroche we have fought for our space. You will always be afraid. You will go to parliament and you say, now, you know this guy, you know I can't blast them. No. Your business is your baby. Please remember that, especially for those who are in need because it's their passion. Take this as your first baby. My assumption is that a lot of you are not in the family. Take this as your baby. You know the way a mother will rush out and protect and even be hit by the car instead of the child? You must protect your business like that.